Good morning, everybody. This is Miss Xiao here. Today, I will be doing a presentation on expressing fractions in a single fraction for Secondary 1 Mathematics. This is under the topic of algebra. Now, let's take a look at some examples from the Mathematics Tutor Assessment Book, page 175, and we're going to work through the questions together. Let's take a look at question 9a. So for question 9a, how would you combine two fractions into a single fraction? Now, if you look at the denominators, we have 2 and we have 7. To combine two fractions together, we always make sure that our denominators are common. So our common multiple will be 14. I multiply the first fraction by 7, and the second fraction, I multiply the whole thing by 2. And I will get 7x over 14 minus 2 times of 3x plus 1. Now, from here, when the denominators are the same, I can combine both fractions together. Next, I proceed on to simplify. I multiply minus 2 with 3x, so I will get minus 6x. And I multiply minus 2 with positive 1. Oh, sorry. So I should... Let me just erase. I made a mistake. This has to be negative 2. So over 14. And the last step, I just need to simplify my numerator. So I will get x minus 2 over 14. And that's my answer. Now for the second question, let's take a look at the denominators again. I have 5 and I have 2. Common denominator, 10. So first fraction multiply by 2 throughout. And second fraction multiply by 5 throughout. And I will have negative 2x over 10 minus 5 times of x minus 3 over 10. Following that, I combine the fractions together. Minus 2x minus 5, x minus 3 over 10. And last step, I simplify my numerator. That will be my answer. Last one. Again, look at the denominator. Common multiple, 6 times 3 to the first fraction times 2 to the second fraction. And I will have 3 times of 2y plus 5 over 6 minus 2 times of 3y plus 4 over 6. And combine the fractions together, I'll have minus 2. Okay, and after that, I simplify. Minus 2 times 3y, so I get minus 6y. Minus 2 times 4, so I get minus 8 over denominator 6. And last step, I simplify my answer. My 6y minus 6y equals to no more y. 15 minus 8, I get 7 over 6. Change to change to a mixed number, and there goes my answer. Let's take a look at page 176 and at question 10. 10c, let's try it together. So you realize that for 10c, there are brackets. Let's start by simplifying the brackets. What's in the brackets first? So I multiply out. Okay, now at this point, it brings me back to questions that are similar to the previous slide. And if you look at the denominator, you realize that the denominators are 3 and 4. So in order to join the two fractions together, we must find the LCM of 3 and 4, which makes 12. So the first fraction, to make the denominator 12, I must multiply top and bottom by 4. And for the second fraction, I must multiply top and bottom by 3. And let's see what happens now when we do that. We will have 4 times of 2x minus 2 over 12 plus 3 times of 6x minus 9 over 12. Here, denominators are the same. We can combine both fractions together. Expand out. Okay, now we group like terms together. 18x plus 8x, 26x, minus 8 minus 27 minus 35 over 12. And that will be our answer. Let's take a look at 10e. For 10e, you have one whole. Now, one whole can be written as a fraction, 1 out of 1. So I can write it 1 out of 1. But if I look at my denominator, I have 1, 3, and 6. What would be my common denominators of these three numbers? That will be 6, right? So if it is 6, that means that my denominator for 1 out of 1 has to be 6. I multiply both sides by 6. Denominator for the second fraction will be 6 as well. And the third one remains as it is. So I will write it this way. Alright, next. Now that all the denominators are the same, I combine the fractions together. Expand out. And next, I simplify by grouping my like terms together. So my x terms, 4x plus 3x, I get 7x. And my constant, I will have 6 plus 2, 8, 8 minus 3 equals to 5. And that will be my answer. Following that, last question, I have fraction here, denominator 6. Here is 2x minus 1 over 1, and the third fraction, denominator 3, LCM 6. So which means that my second fraction, I must multiply by 6 throughout, and my third fraction, I multiply by 2 throughout. So I will have 3x minus 7, 6 times of 2x minus 1, minus 2 times of x minus 3 over 6. Okay, and next step would be to simplify, expand out what's in the brackets. Oh, sorry. I could do by grouping the three fractions into one. 3x minus 7 minus 6. And denominator 6. Expand out. And now I simplify. 3x minus 12x, I get minus 9x, minus 9x minus 2x minus 11x, minus 7 plus 6 minus 1, minus 1 plus 6 equals to 5. Doesn't look very nice to me that the first term here is negative. Let me just turn the terms around. I will have 5 minus 11x over 6. Either one will give you the correct answer. Now, hopefully you have understood the explanation of the work questions so far, and I would like you to try, based on today's lesson, 3 pages in your assessment book, page 175, 176, and 177. Try it in your book and take a snapshot of your working. Send it to me by next Thursday so that I could review through your answers and give you feedback. And in addition to that, another 3 pages of revision. And the revision pages will be based on Introduction to Algebra. So try these 3 other pages so that you can refresh your memory on the concepts of algebra. And I will look through them as well by next Thursday and get back to you. Alright, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home everyone, and I'll see you next week again. Goodbye.